now after Elon bought it and made more mostly independent, I would say more like moderate in general, um, more populist is I guess I would say the word is like the popular stuff will rise to the top, and sure he'll influence his own posts, but that's pretty much it. He's not going to influence other people. He's just going to influence like what he says because he owns it. Like that's fine with me.
It's more of like a meritocracy now.
Yeah, it's a meritocracy. I don't know why I said that way, but that really threw me off. I'm like, what does a meritocracy mean again? I don't know if I want to agree with the statement that David has just said. What is a meritocracy again, David?
A meritocracy is... God. I don't know why that's so funny. All right, anyway, so a meritocracy is where... the best is basically where
the best
stuff wins.
Okay.
Like it can be applied to in multiple contexts. Like a meritocracy in terms of institutions means people who lead institutions are the best person to lead that institution. In the job market, meritocracy means the best person for the job gets the job. In terms of social media landscape and the marketplace of ideas, meritocracy means that the best stuff wins and the worst stuff loses.
I was just thinking of your reaction. That was so great.
Yeah, that was funny.
Meritocracy.
That just threw me off. I wasn't sure what to think about that.
So yeah, I think. Sorry, I'm still getting over that. But I think it's interesting because here's the thing. People talk about democracy. They talk about, mob rule, right? And they also talk about populism and all this kind of stuff. And it seems like Twitter is really embracing that, and it seems to be a meritocracy. And it seems like the best stuff is rising to the top, and also not so best stuff, just whatever is getting attention. But it's no longer, the vision of X is no longer skewed. It's just skewed as kind of what Elon is talking about, which is just the public square.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it's becoming. And it's really, really a breath of fresh air for me after being on Twitter for years, ruled by just people in San Francisco that have skewed views and just influence every single little thing you do on there and they do. Downvoting, shadow banning, straight up banning. It's really nice to have people of all walks of life on there. And it's also really nice because some of the like stuff that people genuinely care about and like is at the forefront. Whether it be good or bad thing in my eyes, you be the judge of that, or your
well,
own,
I mean,
your own opinion.
When you think of social media, the social media is more like the public square, or should be.
It should be.
So a meritocratic social media platform means that the things that people actually like and want to see is the stuff that you see, and the things that people don't like and don't want to see are the things you don't see.
And at the same time, the algorithm is training itself to your likes to make sure you get to see what you're actually interested in.
Exactly.
Not just why am I seeing a Bernie Sanders post in 2017 where I don't even follow anybody that follows Bernie Sanders. So why am I seeing a Bernie Sanders post? Oh, because some random person replied to them and it's for some reason on my feed. Like I don't mind seeing that Bernie Sanders post, but it's annoying because it's not what I subscribed to. That's not what I followed. That's not what I wanted to see in the first place. So it's like just kind of disappointing, in that aspect. And that's kind of gone right now. But yeah, I think it's interesting because instead of a meritocracy on Instagram, it's more like just straight up the algorithm, and that's what it's skewed for. It's just you. And it's not, and I love Instagram because it doesn't do that kind of stuff like old Twitter did. It's just skewed to what you're interested in, which is why it's so attractive to me. Instead of going on Facebook and seeing a gajillion ads and stuff that I don't care about at all. I don't want to see a Chips Ahoy ad again. Like I could care less about that. That's not what I'm interested in. But here's an advertisement for the next Bethesda game. Okay, that's fine. I'll let that slide. Or, oh, here's a good deal on this piece of hardware. That's cool too. That's exactly what I'm interested in.
Boy, let me tell you what, you are going to love your personal AI assistant.
Well, I can't wait to see here's another aspect, David. I can't wait to see what the open source community is going to do with this, like in terms of AI stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
That's going to be cool.
Because
there's already, I remember in 2016, 17, there was discussions about all this AI stuff, right? And like tech circles and tech podcasts I would listen to. And now it's becoming a fruit. Like it's bearing fruit right now, especially with Chat GPT. But in the open source stuff with Chat GPT, I believe is not open source, but some of the code is or something like that. Some of the utilities are.
Yeah.
You can add plugins to Chat GPT.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. But man, I believe back in the day, there were some people who were saying, yeah, I coded this thing and blah, blah, blah. And I got my own personal AI. He manages all the software on my computer and all the files that I have and stored up and my NAS and all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that sounds pretty great. I'm never going to experience that. But now we might be able to do that soon in the open source community.
Yeah, that's the thing is the initial investment into AI technology was so huge that it required mega corporations, it required government funding.
Yeah.
But now that the basic sort of building blocks of it are out there, yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what, just the open source community can kind of take and run with it.
And imagine this. I remember people talking about in the last year, like, well, if you think Chat GPT is scary and all this kind of AI stuff, just imagine what the CIA and the FBI have access to, man. That stuff's 10 times more better than what they got here in the public.
10 times more better.
10 times more better, 10 times more you run higher, jump faster. No, run higher. Run faster, jump higher.
Have you ever gone running high? I mean,
Adidas.
No.
The new open source AI, Adidas. And I remember hearing that somebody randomly online saying that, like, I'm sure the federal government has a lot of tools and some of the best programmers out there to create some Skynet level crap that could help them out in a lot of different aspects and analyze different footage of terrorists and our own citizens or whatever they want to do. But I don't think it's Skynet level yet. It's not there.
Yeah.
But who knows? If it is, I'm sure it would have been leaked by now, or we will be seeing it in the next couple of years if certain people get into power. But we will see. We shall see. But I don't know. I think right now where it's at is just the beginning levels of AI and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not really concerned about what the future is. But I have some worries. But I think the conscious stuff is what I think is really concerning. And the potential for that. But then again, like our discussion with Thad, I don't really think it's going to get to that level, really. I think it'll be like a mock conscious, but it's not going to be like an actual being, we'll say.
Yeah. I mean, people will still sell their souls to it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, and it will have control over people's lives. But yeah, I don't think AI is going to necessarily get to the point where it becomes a living being in any real sense.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people who are listening to this right now saying, you guys are just nuts and crazy. Of course it's going to get to that level. Have you read all the science fiction books out there? Have you watched Alien Covenant? Have you read any of Isaac Asimov's books? It's like, look, I get what you're saying. And I'm not trying to talk to you, Adelaide. I know you like those things, but it's not. Those are just specific examples that are not trying to call you out. But anyway, I love you, Adelaide. But anyway, are you crazy, guys? Like, come on. There's so many different examples out there that say this will happen. It's like, well, yes, well, it's science fiction for a reason. And we are seeing things that are making science fiction more of a reality for sure. But you must understand that reality is reality. And human beings have free will, as well as human beings are going to get to the Tower of Babel however which way they can. So who knows is really what I'm saying. We don't know.
Yeah. We don't know. At some point, if society doesn't shift in direction, we are going to get to our own modern day Tower of Babel moment. But to say that it will involve sentient living AI, That's a bit of a stretch
That's
for
a
me.
bit of a stretch. I could see us transferring our consciousness to like maybe something else, but maybe, I don't know. That's like 10,000 years in the future or 5,000 years in the future or maybe 1,000. I don't know. I mean,
It's all speculation.
It's all speculation. In the 80s, we thought we would be having flying cars. 10 years ago from today, we still don't have flying cars. So that's that.
Yeah, even you watch stuff like what the movie that we just did an episode on, Click.
Click, yeah.
Yeah, the future was like 2017, and it was
very futuristic.
It was very futuristic.
It was Spy Kids futuristic.
It wasn't quite Star Trek level,
but it was Spy
there
Kids
was
futuristic.
there was a lot of glass and chrome that's we're not quite there yet.
Yeah, Fat Adam Sandler and glass and chrome. That's not the future we're in right now, which I'm glad. We have Fat Adam Sandler, and that's all we need.